on the Buffalo sideline for the first time as a head coach anywhere. Perry Fewell, 47 years old, elevated from defensive coordinator this week. He'll still call the plays on defense. He's an emotional guy. The Jaguars expect him to be aggressive. He had the Bills practicing in pads this week, something they haven't done in the regular season in years. He told us yesterday, I needed to give him a jolt. We had to get back to some basics, and we had some fun. Buffalo won the toss, so Jacksonville and Josh Scobie will kick it off to start.
Well, Bill, one of the things you just hit on, which I truly believe is the key for any NFL team, they've got to play relaxed. They've got to go out with the attitude of, hey, football is a fun game. You play your best when you're having fun, and that's what Perry Fewell really is trying to instill in this team. Go out and play. Trust yourself and have some fun with it.
Fred Jackson is the deep man for Buffalo. And he takes it at the 3. Underway here in Jacksonville. And room up the middle for Jackson, who's finally tripped up and brought down at about the 32-yard line. They spotted at the 30-yard line. Opening possession for the Bills. They run the slant behind Lee Evans. After the incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 for Buffalo. Just underway here in Jacksonville. Lynch hit hard after a couple. So 3rd and 8, and this has been a troubled area for the Bills. They've not been able to convert, and it's intercepted. Considine with the pick. And Jacksonville has an early turnover.
Well, this is inexcusable right here. Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know, he's been around long enough, started enough games. This is wide open. You're going to see right here come up the field straight up and just sitting down in the middle. This receiver, that's Josh Reed on the inside. He is wide open if that ball's thrown on time and where it belongs on that back shoulder. Ryan Fitzpatrick wasn't even close. Hit Sean Considine right in the chest, and that is not what Perry Fewell needed to happen on his first offensive series.
Considine started today for Gerald Alexander at strong safety. So he has the game's first big play. Short field for the Jaguars. High formation. They give it to Maurice Jones-Drew. Cuts back, and that's what he does so well. Down to the 21-yard line. Reggie Corner made the stop. David Garrard at quarterback for Jacksonville, going after his 3rd consecutive game with a quarterback rating of 100 or better. They give it to him on 2nd down. 3rd and 2. Jacksonville trying to convert after the early interception. Jones-Drew cuts it back. 1st down and more. Fighting his way down close to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. Out into the flat to Mike Thomas. And that play goes nowhere. Drayton Florence made the stop.
Well, you could almost credit Mike Sims-Walker with that tackle. Mike Thomas's teammate. You're going to see Mike Sims-Walker right here. He's getting pushed right back into the play by Drayton Florence. Good physical play by Drayton Florence, who, by the way, knows Mike Sims-Walker very well.
Former Jaguar. He started 8 games at cornerback for Jacksonville last season.
He loves to get physical right there. He showed you exactly why.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Jacksonville threatening here early. Play action. Garrard, plenty of time. Now he takes off. He's going to run it. And out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. So back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, you're going to see a good play action fake, good hard play action fake. And what should have happened, David Garrard, I think he had his fullback, Greg Jones, open in the flat on the left side. He just never got to that point in his read. He saw that he did not have the play up the field that he wanted, and this is where David Garrard can really hurt you. Perry Fewell told us, you got to make sure that you kind of keep him in the box because he can run with the football like a running back, and that's where he makes a lot of his plays.
They can get a 1st down if they get it inside the 2. Garrard in trouble. Lets it go. Torrey Holt was there in the end zone, but it was knocked away, so that'll bring up 4th down and bring out the field goal unit.
Now, that was an incredibly athletic play by David Garrard just to get that ball into the end zone, but a very dangerous throw. That ball, Torrey Holt did a good job of keeping it from being intercepted. That would have been a really, really major mistake if David Garrard would have thrown an interception down here. When they get the big turnover and they're into the field, and Buffalo's into the field, they've got to come away with at least the field goal here from Scobie.
Try of 29 yards. And good. A moral victory for the Buffalo Bills, limiting Jacksonville to the 29-yard field goal after the turnover. And Steve, that's an important thing, because all that Buffalo's been through this week, and the last thing you want is to get down quickly 7-0 and have somebody thinking, here we go again.
Well, Perry Fuel's got enough challenges facing him right now. He doesn't need to face the turnover touchdown thing right at the beginning of the game.
We're back, second possession for the Buffalo Bills, and Steve, Ryan Fitzpatrick has to now come back after that errant pass to start the game.
Well, you see what a guy's made of here, and I spoke with Turk Schoenert, the former offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, who was let go just prior to the first game, and he said that's an area where Ryan Fitzpatrick would excel more so than Trent Edwards. He can get past these things a lot more quickly.
They snap it to Jackson out of the Wildcat, right side, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. Derek Harvey made the tackle.
We're going to see a lot of that personnel grouping today, Bill. There you see right there Fred Jackson in the quarterback position in that Wildcat offense, the Buffalo Bills version. Every team has it now in their package in some way, shape, or form. Marshawn Lynch, Fred Jackson together on the field. It's a tough matchup for the Jacksonville Jaguars for sure.
So from the 32-yard line, I formation, Lynch the deep back. And they give it to him on the delay, right side, pops it to the outside, and brought down at the 35-yard line.
Jack Del Rio told us that if there's anything he wants his team to be known for, it's being a physical football team, both sides of the ball. And right there you saw a good, aggressive, physical run defense play right there. That Jaguars team was trying to make a statement earlier. If you're going to run right at us, we're going to come right after you and make you pay the price.
They spot it at the 34-yard line, 2nd and 8. The Bills come in looking for answers on both sides of the ball. 29th in the league on offense, 26th overall on defense. Empty backfield. Here come the Jaguars on the blitz, able to get rid of it. And Lynch just dropped it. A flag on the play, and we could have roughing the passer.
I think that's exactly what you're going to see, Bill.
What do you got? Personal foul, roughing the passer, helmet-to-helmet contact, number 99, 15 yards, first down from the previous spot.
They call it on Atia Ellison. Mike Carey, our referee today.
And that's, you know, that's one of those plays again. Atia Ellison could have hit Ryan Fitzpatrick a lot harder than that. He was not intending to hurt Ryan Fitzpatrick, but the rule states if it's helmet-to-helmet on a quarterback, that's a no-no. So they throw the flag, and the Bills get a break there because Marshawn Lynch dropped that pass. Now, right there, you see Marshawn Lynch getting a chance to make a play in the passing game. He's not as comfortable on the outside as Fred Jackson is. We expect to see Fred Jackson get a lot of balls thrown to him outside today.
Just short of midfield from the 49-yard line. Fitzpatrick is changing the play. Lynch alone in the backfield, and they give it to him. Tough yards inside, but into Jacksonville territory. Lynch, of course, Pro Bowl season a year ago, but just hasn't been able to get things going after his 3-game suspension to start the year.
Well, that's one of the things that Alex Van Pelt has told us. They've got so many weapons on this Buffalo team that it's hard to figure out how to get the ball to all of them. Ryan Fitzpatrick looks on right now, concerned about his teammate down on the field.
And that is Seth McKinney, the left guard. Timeout on the field. Back with more after this. Seth McKinney being treated on the sideline, the veteran in his 8th year out of Texas A&M, so an already depleted offensive line suffers another injury for the Buffalo Bills. Jonathan Scott has checked in his third year out of Texas. He missed last week's game because of the death of his father. Was active but didn't start today, but now he's in the ball game.
It's the last thing the Buffalo Bills need. This offensive line has been in shambles anyway due to the injury situation up front. Now that move right there moves Adam Levitri back into guard where Seth McKinney was. You bring Jonathan Scott in. It's just some musical chairs up there.
Short drop. They're going to try to get it out quickly, and that is caught by Terrell Owens. Tyron Brackenridge made the stop.
Well, this is a matchup you would expect Buffalo to really try and take advantage of. Tyron Brackenridge guarding Terrell Owens, one of the best NFL receivers of all time, going against the guy making only his second start out there because of the injury to Rasheem Mathis. We would expect to see an awful lot of action to the outside with Brackenridge, and then on the other side, the third-round draft choice, Derek Cox, rookie. The outside receivers for Buffalo should get a lot of action today.
That was good for 10 yards and a first down.
Here's that personnel grouping, Bill, with Marshawn Lynch, Fred Jackson in the backfield.
And they fake it to Lynch, and then he just kind of throws it to him when he's on the ground, Jackson, and that will lose a yard.
Yeah, that's a very questionable decision, if you ask me. That was a screen pass they were trying to set up to Marshawn Lynch. The play went bad from the get-go, was not executed well. You'll see Fitzpatrick under pressure trying to find Fred Jackson, I should say. He gets knocked down. That ball, they lose a yard, like you said. It'd be better just to throw it into the ground, get an incomplete pass.
Derek Harvey, their first-round draft pick from a year ago, was in a hurry. So 2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. Fitzpatrick under pressure. They try to strip it away, but he's hanging on to the ball. That's a plus, but he'll be sacked by Big John Henderson.
And Bill, that is only the 9th sack of the year for this Jacksonville Jaguars defense. They've tried everything to generate pressure. There you see sheer will and determination by John Henderson. A little bit of help from the rookie Julius Williams. But that's a welcome sign for Jacksonville. You get a little pressure on the quarterback. Ryan Fitzpatrick, very mobile quarterback. I'm surprised he didn't try and take off and run with that ball a little bit quicker.
Henderson, the 2-time Pro Bowler. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 for Buffalo. From the Jacksonville 43-yard line. Fitzpatrick steps in. T.O.'s got it. First down and more. Still on his feet. Terrell Owens down close to the 15-yard line. A pickup of 28 yards.
And that's what T.O. wants to see. That's what Perry Fuel wants to see. Ryan Fitzpatrick, no hesitation, knew exactly where he was going. You saw a little bit of pressure coming off the edge from Jacksonville, left a hole in the coverage, and you see just a little simple little down and in for Terrell Owens. Nobody underneath because of the pressure coming. Big hole, and Ryan Fitzpatrick delivers a strike. That's a huge play for the Buffalo offense.
On 3rd and 15. So they spot it at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Fitzpatrick again to the air. Incomplete over the head of Owens. And that's one thing that Ryan Fitzpatrick told us. He wants to try to get the ball to T.O. early. He said, you know, he's such an emotional guy. We certainly have seen that. We saw that in a negative way last week. But he's an emotional guy, and if you can channel that in a positive way, he can really give your team a spark, and he's going against the young cornerbacks. Cox is a rookie. He started from week 1, and Tyron Brackenridge making only his 2nd start in the NFL, his first as a Jacksonville Jaguar.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick's got to give T.O. the opportunity to make that catch on that last play. T.O. hasn't scored a touchdown in 7 games. Give him a chance to make a play.
On the ground, great penetration by that physical Jacksonville front. Montavious Stanley led the charge. Listen to this.
that will leave him
getting after it.
That will leave a mark. I'm going to tell you that right now. Perry Fuel says, yeah, you're right, Berline. That's going to leave a mark.
10th play of the drive coming, and the Bills 31st in the NFL in red zone offense.
Yeah, they rank right down there near the bottom in about everything offensively. That's nothing new.
Greg Jackson is alone in the backfield, and Fitzpatrick will take a timeout. Third down for the Bills as we welcome you back to Jacksonville. 3rd and 9. Just inside the 15-yard line. Fitzpatrick, plenty of time, gets rid of it. Terrell Owens still on his feet. Slipping as he tries to fight for extra yardage, and he'll come up just short. Derek Harvey made the stop.
But that's a good sign for Perry Fewell. He likes to see T.O. get up and get some trash talking going, because that means he's into the ball game. He's getting the ball. Now, it's not what Ryan Fitzpatrick and Alex Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator, were looking for. They were not trying to find a 4-yard completion on 3rd and 9, but T.O. gets up talking smack. He's into the game. Good sign for Buffalo to this point. Obviously, you want a touchdown, but they're going to have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Ryan Lindell, 14 of 16 in field goal tries coming in. This is from 26 yards out. They tie the game at 3, and it's good. 11 plays on the drive, leading to the 26-yard field goal by Ryan Lindell. And perhaps more importantly, they got Terrell Owens involved. 3 catches for 44 yards. Brian Witherspoon is back deep for Jacksonville. Tied at 3. From the 3-yard line, Witherspoon. And takes it out close to the 28-yard line. Still showing blitz. Garrard hit hard, incomplete. And he was just driven to the turf. Kyle Williams landed a devastating blow.
He had a clean run at David Garrard. I'll tell you, David Garrard is a big quarterback, and he can take a hit, but when he stays down on the ground thinking about it a little bit, you know, oh, man, that was a good, clean hit by Kyle Williams. Well, that's what Perry Fewell wants to see. He wants to not let David Garrard get into his rhythm. That's one way to do it right there.
That ruled an incomplete pass, so 2nd and 10, Garrard incomplete. It's intercepted. He was trying to hit Torrey Holt on the slant, and that was almost a Buffalo touchdown.
Well, great play by Brian Scott, who actually is a safety, but because of the injuries to the Buffalo Bills defense, he's playing outside linebacker. He made a great athletic play, getting his left hand up, number 43, you're going to see him, and he ends up tipping the ball to George Wilson right there, who makes a great tip ball deflection reception, knows exactly what to do it. Now Buffalo is seriously putting a little threat to the Jacksonville Jaguars here.
Ironically, George Wilson started at strong safety today because Brian Scott was moved to weak side linebacker.
Exactly.
And their first interception in 63 pass attempts gives the Bills a 1st and goal from the 9.
We don't have T.O. on the field here.
Jackson, right side. A flag on the play. He's in the end zone, but let's check the penalty.
Yeah, that came late.
Blocked below the waist. Offense number 89.
Yep.
15-yard penalty is still first.
This is a rookie, Sean Nelson, the tight end. You're going to see Perry Fewell's reaction. Touchdown? No, wait a minute. No, come on. Can't throw the flag? Well, we'll show you why. Sean Nelson, the rookie, ended up coming down. It was an illegal chop block. He went down below the waist.
Out of Southern Mississippi, 4th-round draft pick. And they will march it back.
And you see how bad it is, but you're going to see right here, Sean Nelson right there. He makes that chop block down low on a defensive end. You can't crack back inside. If you're outside of the tackle box, you cannot crack back inside below the waist of an interior player. You can crack back and hit him as hard as you want. It's just got to be above the waist.
So 1st and goal from the 24-yard line. Lynch is in the backfield with Fitzpatrick, and they give it to Marshawn Lynch. Fights forward, to the 19-yard line. Quentin Groves, the linebacker in his second year out of Auburn, made the stop.
And Bill, you know, these are the things that just absolutely plague a team that's struggling right now. You got a lot of injuries. Derek Fine, the normal starting tight end, a lot of experience, probably would not have gone down below the waist because he knows he's a little bit more confident, a little bit more veteran. There you got a rookie up there starting due to injury. You have a great play. He didn't even have to go low to make the block. He could have just stood there and made the block, and then Buffalo has a touchdown.
The Bills have been one of the most penalized team in the league. False starts have been a huge problem on offense. Lynch again. We talked about the injury issues for the Buffalo Bills, and take a look at that. 12 players on injured reserve, and they had 11 more on the injury report this week.
That was our biggest challenge this week, getting prepared for this game, was just trying to figure out exactly who Perry Fewell's going to have on the field. We didn't even know if he'd have 52 guys to suit up for a full squad today.
So 3rd and goal from the 17-yard line. Fitzpatrick has some time over the middle, and T.O. is tripped up at the 10. Reggie Nelson, the free safety, made the stop.
Well, just, you know, I don't care how Perry Fewell wants to spin this. He's going to say good job. He's going to keep it positive. This is a huge, huge victory for the Jacksonville defense. The big interception, getting the ball deep in the Jaguars' territory. And again, for the second time penetrating deep into Jacksonville territory in the red zone, they come away with a field goal.
Mendel out to try the 27-yarder.
By the way, this Buffalo team is 31st in red zone offense, as we stated. That just confirmed it.
So Buffalo ready to kick it off after the field goal. Witherspoon, the deep man for Jacksonville, takes it at the 4. And brought down at the 22-yard line. A limited offense from Jacksonville so far. Garrard, 1 of 4 for -3 yards.
And we spoke in the open how important it is for him to get in a rhythm early. He has a tendency to press. So far, not much rhythm out of David Garrard.
Maurice Jones-Drew stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
And you always know when Maurice Jones-Drew is on the field, he's going to get a very high percentage of the plays. How much? Well, to the tune of about tied for 3rd in the NFL. Steven Jackson and Cedric Benson, the top 2 guys right behind them. Maurice Jones-Drew, he is a the biggest part of this Jacksonville Jaguars offense, even though the smallest guy on the field for him.
4 receivers set. Here at the top of your screen for Garrard. Goes right, and that is caught by the tight end, Mercedes Lewis. Reggie Corner brought him down.
Mercedes Lewis, I'll tell you, this guy is going to be a big name in the NFL for many years to come. Here he is right down here, flexed out. He's a tight end. He's going one-on-one against the safety on a skinny post. That's Jarris Byrd, the rookie. But I don't know any safety that has, this isn't Jarris Byrd, I'm sorry, that is Reggie Corner, the cornerback out there covering him. There's no corner that's big enough to prevent Mercedes Lewis from making that catch.
That was good for 24 yards. They had it close to midfield. Garrard straight back, under pressure, flush from the pocket, able to extend the play with his legs, and that's caught by Jones, who's brought down right at midfield. Chris Draft, the Sam linebacker, made the tackle, just signed by the Bills last month.
Good job by Buffalo getting pressure inside. Perry Fewell said we got to make sure that when we do rush, we do push the pocket. We don't give Garrard a lane to step up inside. They did a good job right there again.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Ready to start the second quarter. 6-3 Buffalo. Perry Fewell's debut as a head coach anywhere. Second down, just short of midfield. Maurice Jones-Drew hit at the line of scrimmage. Again, good penetration by that Buffalo defensive front.
Very impressive. And Jack Del Rio told us, said this Buffalo defense, they do a great job of getting up in the gaps on defense. Their stats say they're the worst team against the rush in the NFL. Well, they make a lot of good plays for no yards or negative yards, but the problem is if you break through that initial line of scrimmage, that's where the big plays come against them.
Chris Draft, Sam linebacker, again on the tackle. He started 9 games for St. Louis a year ago. So 3rd and 8 for Jacksonville. Looking to get something going offensively. They've been pretty quiet today. Garrard fires to the sideline. That is caught by Torrey Holt, the veteran, first down. Came in needing 54 yards to pass the ex-Bill Andre Reed into 10th place for most receiving yards in NFL history.
You know, he's just so smooth. He's been doing this for so long. I've seen it so many times. Torrey Holt, if you don't come up and give him a look to make him think about it, he will make the play every single time. 163 consecutive games with a reception.
1st and 10. Rashad Jennings, the rookie from Liberty's in the backfield. They faked it to him. Garrard rolling. He wanted to go deep to Mike Sims Walker, but he's going to get hit hard trying to run out of bounds. Got close to the line of scrimmage.
David Garrard had a good matchup on the outside with Mike Sims Walker, big physical receiver going up against Reggie Corner down the field one-on-one. Give him a chance to make that play, but if not there, don't take that hit. Get rid of the football.
2nd and 10. Thomas, the rookie, with some room up the sideline and driven out of bounds at the 34 by Drayton Florence, the ex-Jag.
That's Mike Thomas. We saw this play earlier in the game. I believe it was the first play of the game. They try to do a lot of different things to get the ball to these playmakers. Mike Thomas, a rookie, been compared favorably to Steve Smith for the Carolina Panthers by Jack Del Rio and his staff. They think he's got some incredible abilities with the ball in his hand. Right there, a nice gain on 2nd down.
He's really taken over the number 3 receiver spot for Jacksonville after leaving Arizona as the Pac-10's all-time leading receiver. 3rd and 4 for Jacksonville. Garrard, and he's going to take off and run for the first down. He's got it. David Garrard. He's 2nd on the team in rushing, and that was a nice pickup to move the chains.
And this is the first example, David Garrard, with what Perry Fewell does not want to have happen. Watch also the block by Maurice Jones-Drew right here, giving him a look at this lane right here. This is what Perry Fewell does not want to give David Garrard, that lane to step up and run and make the first down with his feet. He will not hesitate to do it. If he sees any opening in front of him, he says, I'll take it every time.
Scored a touchdown a week ago against the Jets. High formation. They're going to throw. Screen. Jones-Drew tries to cut it up. Swarmed under for a loss of a couple. Spencer Johnson made the stop. 2nd and 11. Play action. Garrard, center of the field. Sims Walker just short of the goal line. Mike Sims Walker. George Wilson saved the touchdown.
Really a nice throw by David Garrard. It starts with the protection up front. Good, hard play action, which is the asset of having Maurice Jones-Drew in the backfield. Look at the play action. That has everybody step up. That made Paul Posluszny, number 51, the middle linebacker, step up, respect the run. That opened up the hole down the middle of the field for Mike Sims Walker. Great throw, great catch.
Good for 28 yards, 1st and goal. Will this be lucky number 13 for Maurice Jones-Drew? They give it to him, right side. And that might be a face mask or a horse collar. It was tough to tell. But it was something. Posluszny made the stop.
Personal foul, major face mask. Defense number 51, half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
Well, it's a shame for Posluszny and Buffalo. He was there to make the play in the backfield. You're there. I'm sure there's no intent, but boy, once you feel that face mesh, you know your teammates are coming. Let go. Don't make a bad play when you got a chance to make a good play.
Well, the penalty amounts to half a yard, but they reset for first down. Lusney, third year out of Penn State, second-round draft pick in 2007.
I guess if there ever is a time to have a major penalty, it is right there on 1st and goal. You know, you only get a yard out of the penalty, so you just hate to give Jacksonville one more chance.
Jumbo package. Again, the I formation. Jones-Drew, nowhere. And he'll lose a few. Wow. Ashley Palmer, the rookie free agent out of Ole Miss, led the surge.
I'll tell you what, off the edge, right there you see, that was a huge initial contact by Ashley Palmer, as you said, Bill, and then the teammates were swarming. Spencer Johnson was there. Boy, they were looking for more. Maurice Jones-Drew all the way right there. Good play by the Buffalo goal line defense.
And again, the Bills are without Marcus Stroud. The former Jag is out because of a knee injury. Jones-Drew left side, cuts it back, touchdown! You can bottle him up for only so long.
And you got to respect what you're going to get out of Jack Del Rio. He's got supreme confidence in his running game. He wants to be known for a guy who's not afraid to run it in any situation. Right there, there was no trickery. This is a straight off-tackle play to the left side. Maurice Jones-Drew, he knows this guy's got a great nose for the end zone. You got Vince Manawai, Eugene Monroe over there lead blocking. It's a good, solid play. It works out for him.
The point by Scobie is good. An impressive drive by the Jacksonville Jaguars, culminating with the 3-yard touchdown run by Maurice Jones-Drew.
Nobody does it better in the NFL.
Jackson, the deep man for Buffalo, 2 yards deep in the end zone, bringing it out. Hit by his own man, stays on his feet, and finally, Scobie knocked him out of bounds after a nice return. Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Bills will go to work from their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Jackson picks up a couple. Russell Allen made the stop. And Steve, let's go back and take a look at that return by Fred Jackson and the effort by Josh Scobie.
Well, you said it. Scobie knocked him out of bounds. I don't know who knocked who on that play, but I think Scobie deserved to get a little high five.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that'll way to stick your nose in there and come up smiling.
Jackson remains in the game. The lone back. On 2nd and 8 for Buffalo. They trail 10-6. Fitzpatrick will throw. And that must have been a miscommunication. 3rd and 8, the spread formation. Fitzpatrick to T.O., he's got it. Terrell Owens into Jacksonville territory and down close to the 45-yard line.
Well, this is another area where Buffalo has been absolutely hideous, and Perry Fuel happy because they converted a 3rd down. Have not been very good this year at all on 3rd down. In fact, one of the very worst in the NFL. But right there, a nicely designed play. Good job by Alex Van Pelt trying to find a way to get the ball to T.O. Ryan Fitzpatrick making the throw.
Terrell Owens, 5 receptions for 69 yards. That was good for 18.
That's right there. That's Fred Jackson up there. We were told we were going to see a lot of this. If they get the right matchup, Fred Jackson might get a ball here one of these series.
Marshawn Lynch pushed back. Forward progress got him about to the 42-yard line. 254 yards on 79 carries for Lynch coming in. Just 3.2 yards a carry with only 1 touchdown.
Well, we've seen right now, Bill, a concerted effort by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Get the ball to that man right there, Terrell Owens. There are certain players that handle it better than others. You know, Lee Evans has not had a catch yet today, but Lee Evans is not the kind of guy that's going to get upset about it and get out of his groove. Terrell Owens, if you don't get him involved, he gets very frustrated.
2nd and 6. Fitzpatrick on the slant. First and 10. Here they come on the blitz. Lynch. Nowhere to go. And the ball is down. And they will unpile and see who has the football. Jacksonville saying they've got it. And they do. We're back, and Marshawn Lynch helped to the sideline after his fumble and favoring his left arm. He was down for quite a while.
You're not going to see, we don't know exactly what it was. You're going to see right here, though, 96 Terrence Knight, and watch, he grabs the left arm right here. That's what jars the ball out. Now, I don't know whether the injury took place, maybe his arm got bent back funny, or right there when he hits the ground. That a lot of times causes the shoulder to pop out of joint when you land with all your weight on your left arm like that. Not sure which part of it caused the injury, but he's definitely in a lot of pain on that left shoulder.
So Buffalo, 4 possessions, 2 field goals, and now 2 turnovers. 6:20 left to play in the half. Jacksonville, Maurice Jones-Drew trying to get to that second level, and he was tripped up short of the 40-yard line. Ryan Scott, who had been one of the Bills' safeties, moving to Will linebacker, and he may have saved a touchdown.
Yeah, you're right. If Maurice Jones-Drew breaks that tackle, that's what we were talking about a little earlier. There's the way Buffalo plays their run defense, it's hit or miss. They're going to make a good play at the line of scrimmage, or they're going to give up a big play. Unfortunately, they've given up a lot more big plays this year. Great tackle by Scott there, though.
With a pickup of 4, Garrard will throw. A little shovel pass to Maurice Jones-Drew. Able to handle the first wave, but then brought down short of the 40-yard line by Paul Posluszny.
You're going to see a nice little play-action fake, and David Garrard, you know, that's a shovel pass, I guess you could say, not designed, but whatever works.
He told us, I don't mind running with it, but my job is to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers. 3rd down. Garrard up top. Flag on the play, incomplete. Ernest Wilford was the intended receiver. He's back in the lineup after an ankle injury against Kansas City 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what this is. David Garrard just giving Wilford a chance to make a play.
Pass interference. Offense number 81. 10-yard penalty.
They call that on Torrey Holt.
Decline, 4th down.
Okay, here's Torrey Holt right here. He's going to come down and set the pick. That's what they're calling right there. Now, is that really a pick? I don't know. I mean, there was very little contact there. I'd seen a lot worse attempts at a pick than that. Torrey Holt, veteran receiver, did not do anything, I think, to warrant maybe getting the penalty called on him right there, but it was definitely an attempt to get in the way of Reggie Corner for sure.
And we have our first punt of the game. Podlish, flag on the play. Parrish calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 17-yard line, but let's check the penalty. Preliminary signal is against Jacksonville. Marshawn Lynch on his way to the locker room. Mike Carey and his crew sorting things out.
During the kick, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the receiving team number 26, hitting a receiver out of bounds. Excuse me, 57. Half the distance to the goal. First down. Timeout.
A 43-yard punt and an 8-yard penalty, so a long field for the Buffalo Bills. 1st and 10, just short of the 9-yard line. Left side, Jackson. Lynch is already in the locker room.
And that really affects Alex Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator for Buffalo, and what he wanted to try to accomplish today, losing Marshawn Lynch. That takes out a big part of their offense. They wanted to have Fred Jackson and Marshawn Lynch out there on the field a lot today.
And the report is that they're looking at Marshawn Lynch's left shoulder. Reverse Parrish. And that had no chance. Derek Harvey was waiting.
Yeah, that's another thing. Alex Van Pelt told me that they were going to make a concerted effort to get Roscoe Parrish. He's been inactive a couple of times recent weeks, but they felt like his playmaking ability in the return game and also trying to find ways to get creative, get him the ball on reverses, on screen passes, that had to be a priority today. I don't know about the timing of the call, backed up in my own end of the field. I would not recommend doing that very often because something like that ends up costing you.
So 3rd and 8. Less than 3.5 minutes remaining in the half. Fitzpatrick. And that's caught, but it's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Josh Reed with the reception. So 4th down, and the Bills will have to punt.
Timeout. Jacksonville, their first. A 30-second timeout.
The other side of the field, T.O. He thought he had a step. As the Bills will have their first punt coming up.
That's what T.O. really gets frustrated with, and I'll tell you, Ryan Fitzpatrick told us he's going to take some shots. He might even force the ball up the field to T.O. And T.O. is smart enough. He's been around long enough. In his defense, he knows offensive football. He knows when the quarterback should be looking to him in a certain read. And right there was a time where he felt, or he was told before they ran that play this week in practice, that if he gets the right look, that ball's coming to him. And he knew he had a chance to make a play. That's gonna get to him pretty quickly.
Ryan Mormon standing back at his own 4-yard line. Witherspoon, the deep man for Jacksonville. It's going to be a short punt. Returnable. Nice little step and good field position. There's a penalty. Flag is down after the 11-yard return. 43-yard punt midfield.
Doing the kick. Holding. Receiving team number 24. 10-yard penalty. First down.
A good field position, not quite as good after the penalty. So we've got a Buffalo Bill down on the field. Training staff is out there, and T.O. is back over with Fitzpatrick now.
And T.O. saying, hey, look at the picture, just so you know I'm not going crazy here. You see, I was wide open on that play. I'll let you slide for a minute. And a lot of it is how the quarterback handles it in that situation. You see Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's laughing a little bit, saying, oh, you know what, you're right, I got to make that play. And he'll be the first one to tell you. But there's definitely much better chemistry between T.O. and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Turk Schonert, I talked to him, the former coordinator, and he mentioned to me how he thought that Terrell Owens and Trent Edwards never got on the same page. It started out rocky for him, and every time something happened that didn't go the way it was supposed to, it just kept getting worse and worse, and they never were able to recover from that.
Well, Fitzpatrick going back to Cincinnati last season, he's 4-1 in his last 5 games as a starter. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Play action. Garrard lets it go and almost intercepted. Mike Sims-Walker couldn't bring it down.
What did Perry Fuel tell us? We're going to see David Garrard take a shot here as he lets go of the ball. He's got to make that throw, though. I don't care what you say. Quarterback's got to stand in there. Mike Sims-Walker was open. The pressure got to him. Yeah, it definitely affected the ball. You could see he was open. But Jarris Byrd back there, right there, 8 interceptions on the season as a rookie. Perry Fuel told us if David Garrard throws it over the middle, Jarris Byrd is going to make him pay. He had an opportunity right there to make David Garrard pay.
Has had a tremendous rookie year, one of the bright spots for the Buffalo Bills. Been a great playmaker. Close to the 33-yard line.
Quarterback draw by David Garrard right there, brought down by Paul Posluszny.
Clock continues to run. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in the half. Jacksonville with 2 timeouts left. 3rd and 6 for the Jaguars. They lead 10-6. Extra protection. Garrard, flush from the pocket. Finally lets go of it, incomplete.
That's how might have been caught.
Intercepted. Well, let's see what they rule. Dante Whitner.
Boy, if he caught this ball, this is one amazing catch.
Well, quickly the officials are over there saying no, and Perry, big smile. Say, come on, guys. He had that one.
Well, he's getting on the headset asking if it needs to be reviewed. I think we need to see it ourselves, but it looked like it was very close to being an interception.
Mike Thomas was the intended receiver. Let's take a look.
Ball behind Mike Thomas is tipped up in the air, and right there, oh yeah, you see it just nipped the ground. But a great effort by Whitner right there to get in there and almost make that play, but it clearly touches the ground.
We're out just outside of the 2-minute mark, so otherwise it would be an automatic review. Podlish, good high punt. Parrish swarmed under at the 20-yard line. Thanksgiving just around the corner. Time for all of us, of course, to break out our turkey hats.
I didn't bring my matching hat to that one there. This would be a good time for Ryan Fitzpatrick to step up now. You know, Perry Fuel made it clear that Ryan Fitzpatrick was his quarterback for this week. It could change. You need to see something out of the kid today.
What he can do with a 2-minute offense. He checks it down to Jackson. That's a nice little move to make a man miss in a first down. Just past the 30-yard line. Darrell Smith, the outside linebacker out of Georgia Tech, made the stop.
I'm happy to see that the Perry Fuel giving Ryan Fitzpatrick the opportunity, even though back up at their own 20, to see if they can make plays. What do you got to lose? You're 3-6. You got to show your team you've got confidence in it.
Owens at the right side of the screen, left side, and that's caught by Evans. Another first down. Throw on the money by Fitzpatrick. Derek Cox drove him out of bounds after a pickup of 15 yards.
Lee Evans is the silent assassin, I think, on this team. He's the guy that is not going to draw a lot of attention by his personality or by, you know, causing any waves or making any statements. But if you make a mistake on him, he is so fast. He's got the most touchdowns over 70 yards in the NFL since the year 2000. He is a big play man in every respect.
Had 2 touchdowns last week against Tennessee. Fitzpatrick will try to run the screen to Jackson. Some big hits out there, and he's brought down at the 47-yard line. 1 timeout left for the Bills. Jackson is showing blitz. Here they come. Fitzpatrick guns it, and it's caught by Josh Reed. That'll move the chains again down to the 42-yard line.
Heck of a nice catch by Josh Reed. Not a good ball thrown by Ryan Fitzpatrick. We've not seen real consistent good balls thrown by Ryan Fitzpatrick today.
Defense is set. 50 seconds left. Fitzpatrick lets it go, and T.O. hit as he was trying to bring it in. Tyron Brackenridge. T.O. up in a hurry as if to say, I'm okay, no problem.
You know, T.O. is the kind of guy that as Randy Moss and a lot of these big physical receivers that want the football, he doesn't mind if you throw it to him in a crowd like that. He's big enough to take the hit. He doesn't want to take it. Ooh, that hurt. He doesn't want to take that hit, but he's smiling. He says, okay, you won that one. He even stood up and gave him a little round of applause.
That hit came from Anthony Smith, who was just signed 2 weeks ago, backup safety out of Syracuse. 2nd and 10 for Buffalo. 45 seconds left. Center of the field. That's caught. What a grab by Sean Nelson, the tight end.
Number 89, Sean Nelson.
That is extreme confidence from Ryan Fitzpatrick because Nelson was not open. Great throw and catch, though.
After the 25-yard play, they spike it, and the clock stops with 26 seconds left in the half. And let's take a look at the rookie out of Southern Miss, the 4th-round draft pick, as he goes up and gets this football.
Well, I give a lot of credit to Ryan Fitzpatrick because he's given his players a chance to make a play. Right there, we saw Brian Ewa is the one who was defending. Great position, but Ryan Fitzpatrick knew he had his back to him, gave his tight end a chance to make plays. You've got to do that in the NFL.
We have a late flag.
On the first down play, illegal substitutions, defense, 12 men on the field, 5-yard penalty, still first.
Let's see if we can pick up the extra man.
There's Quentin Groves right there. He's going to be running off the field. He lost his shoe. He's holding a shoe in his hand. He couldn't get off the field.
It came on the spike play.
Yeah, it was on the spike play. Kind of another ticky-tack little call there. But again, he was on the field. They spiked the ball. You got to call it.
So 1st and 5. 26 seconds remaining. Time to take a couple of shots. Fitzpatrick, the slant, T.O. And he's brought down at the 6, close to the 5-yard line by Tyron Brackenridge.
I don't know what they're wasting a lot of time here. The first down, I'd like to see a ball spiked right there.
And they're going to run it. Oh, no!
And the time runs out.
Timeout, Buffalo. Please put 1 second. Time on the clock.
1 second. They got it
Thank you.
just in time, and Jack Del Rio doesn't like it.
Well, I'll tell you, Jack Del Rio doesn't like it. He was thinking he got a free pass on there. This is a young head coach, I believe, not making the right decision here. There was no urgency to get up to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if somebody called a timeout before this point, because you don't see anybody on the field calling it. But the coaches, there you see Perry Fuel, you see him calling. Yep, Jack Del Rio thinks it was over, but as he's done many times in the past, the head coach can call a timeout. Nobody on the field signaled for it, but I think that was really a very poor, I'm even going to say terrible job of clock management. Buffalo should have been taking 2 or 3 plays at the end zone right there instead of running the ball and barely getting a chance to kick a field goal.
22-yard try for Ryan Lindell. And he's got it. 10-9 Jacksonville, and the Jaguars will have the ball to start the second half.
And that's, you know, that Bill, we talk about it, and I'm still kind of fuming about that, but that's inexperience across the board there. You've got a first-time head coach, a young offensive coordinator, and a quarterback who's still learning to become an NFL quarterback.
Witherspoon from a yard deep in the end zone, trying to get it to the outside, cuts back inside, dives forward, close to the 25-yard line. And let's take a look at the first half numbers, and what jumps out, 37 yards rushing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Buffalo Bills came in last defensively against the run.
Very surprising. Great job by Buffalo defensively, bottling up Maurice Jones-Drew in the first half of this ball game. I'm sure Jack Del Rio is going to try and establish him early in this second half. That's when they're most effective, because some of the play action comes off of that. Both teams not too good in the red zone. Buffalo had 3 chances in the red zone, ended up with 3 field goals.
8 carries for 23 yards for Maurice Jones-Drew in the first half. Fights his way close to the 30-yard line. Ryan Scott made the stop, and Jacksonville, here's what they did in the first half.
Yeah, you had one really good drive right here in the middle, that 78-yard touchdown drive, punctuated by the Maurice Jones-Drew touchdown.
The Bills credit the Buffalo defense. They have played very well.
And they were put in a bad situation early in the game with the interception. First drive, held up well.
Jones-Drew, 2nd and 5, lowers his shoulder. Fights his way to the 33-yard line. Kyle Williams made the tackle. Jacksonville coming off that huge win on the road last week at the Meadowlands, where they came from behind to beat the Jets. They began the season, of course, with 2 straight losses. Now have a chance for their 3rd consecutive win, and 6 of 8 since that 0-2 start.
Bill, this is the package that Jacksonville runs a lot now. They bring in an extra tackle to play the tight end position. That's Jordan Black. It's a good run formation for him.
Sims Walker has the first down. They got him out in the flat, and that will move the chains. Reggie Corner pushed him out of bounds.
And this is a good job by Dirk Cutter, the offensive coordinator for Jacksonville. You bring in Jordan Black, put him in as a tight end to run the football. Suppose that's what Buffalo's thinking. He's in here to run the ball. You have David Garrard drop back, throw a quick pass on 3rd and short to Mike Sims Walker. Nice 3rd down conversion. Now you got a whole new set of plays.
Sims Walker, 2 catches, 31 yards. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Again, the I formation. Sims Walker, motion man. Garrard will throw. Under pressure and sacked. Aaron Schobel with his 6th sack of the season.
Good timing, and David Garrard looks a little bit bumped up there. Good timing for this call right here. You're going to see coming off the edge. That was Dante Whitner blitzing off the edge right there, but it was a full-out pressure by Perry Fuel, this Buffalo defense. Aaron Schobel's the one that actually made the play, but David Garrard felt the pressure coming off the edge from the get-go. Good job hitting him and making David Garrard feel the pain.
Loss of 7, 2nd and 17. Garrard, they try to set up the screen to Jones-Drew. He's got some room. Maurice Jones-Drew out to the 43-yard line, and that will bring up a manageable 3rd down.
Again, a really nice play call by Dirk Cutter, Jack Del Rio right there. It's 2nd and long, 2nd and 17. You're not trying to get it all back on one play. Throw the screen pass, get the ball out here in space. Look at those blockers out in front of Maurice Jones-Drew. Dante Whitner, number 20, had no chance going against that wall of humanity, wearing the teal for Jacksonville. And Maurice Jones-Drew, he knows how to get that ball north and south.
That was good for 13 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Jacksonville. Pick up the blitz that time, floated out, and Maurice Jones-Drew could not haul it in. So Jacksonville will have to punt.
And that's one of those plays, Bill, where Jack Del Rio knows that it didn't come up as clean as they would have liked it to, but David Garrard saw the blitz coming. It was put in there free release by Maurice Jones-Drew because they knew it was going to be man-to-man coverage. But remember, Brian Scott, who's playing outside linebacker today, is not a normal linebacker. He's normally a safety. That's not the matchup that Jack Del Rio wanted.
Podlish on to punt, standing at his own 30-yard line. Dangerous Roscoe Parrish back deep for Buffalo. A good high punt. Parrish will field it at the 5. And he's brought down at the 2. Brian Witherspoon, who's the return man for Jacksonville.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Buffalo starts deep in their own territory with 11:40 left to play in the 3rd.
They're deep in their own territory. Bad decision by Roscoe Parrish to try and return that ball. He caught it at the 4-yard line.
The Bills, though, hanging around. 10-9 Jacksonville. Fred Jackson alone in the backfield.
T.O. right here. This might be a good time to take a shot up the field.
Short drop, and that's where they're going to try to go. T.O. has a step, Carolines, and he's going to score 98 yards.
Well, you know what? If I'm Perry Fuel and I'm right, you know that was an audible, by the way. And Alex Van Pelt and the current offensive coordinator and the former offensive coordinator, Turk Schoner, both said Ryan Fitzpatrick, excuse me, will take a shot, will audibilize, and you saw bump coverage on the outside, and you're thinking, give T.O. a shot out there, one-on-one up the field. What a great audible and a great throw, great catch for the Buffalo Bills. I love it.
Terrell Owens, his best game as a Buffalo Bill by far. Lindell's extra point try. And they're faking it. A throw back. Incomplete. They were trying to hit Brian Denny. Back in Jacksonville, Buffalo 15, the Jaguars 10 after the 98-yard touchdown pass to Terrell Owens, and that breaks a streak of 7 games without a touchdown reception. And the Bills going for 2 to try to make it a 7-point game. That failed, so their lead is 5. Witherspoon takes it on the run at the 7. And brought down at the 25-yard line. And Steve, let's take another look at the touchdown pass from his own end zone, Fitzpatrick.
Well, just a great job. I mean, you see the poise in the huddle there. He made sure that everybody knew exactly what he wanted to do. He saw the look. He knew he had T.O. one-on-one. He did a great job with his eyes holding the safety and then put it out there, gave T.O. a nice catchable ball, and then T.O. did the rest. I'll tell you, That ought to make him fairly happy right there.
And he beat Tyrone Brackenridge starting this week for Rasheem Mathis, who's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks.
You know, and that's inexperience on his part. The only thing that a corner should be thinking about in that situation is, you know, you got a good receiver one-on-one. Do not give up the big play. That's the only thing you cannot do. And right there, Tyrone Brackenridge, he committed the eternal mistake right there.
6-yard gain by Maurice Jones-Drew. 2nd and 4 for Jacksonville as the Jaguars try to respond. Jones-Drew, Jacksonville getting back to basics. Close to a first down, had to get to the 35-yard line. This will be just short. 3rd and short 1 coming up.
One of the priorities Perry Fuel made very clear to us, you know, their 3rd down situation, they've got to get off the field. In other words, stop the Jacksonville Jaguars from converting on 3rd down. It's 3rd and short. These are tough.
He's done a good job defensively so far today. High formation, Jones-Drew, and his forward progress will give him the first down. Out across the 35-yard line, driven back by the middle linebacker, Paul Posluszny. And remember, despite their record, the Bills have been in every game but one heading into the 4th quarter this season. They just haven't been able to finish.
That's exactly right. And Maurice Jones-Drew right there, he definitely got the first down, but he is not producing today at nearly his season average. Not even halfway there well into the 3rd quarter.
Now Jennings is checked in, upended, close to the 38-yard line.
I'm not sure if Maurice Jones-Drew was a little bit shaken up on the sideline over there. Looked like he was getting a little bit of attention coming to the sideline. You'd like to think he'd be right back out there right now. Maybe he just need to get a little bit of wind. I don't know, but
remember, the Bills have allowed 6 running backs to rush for over 100 yards against them this season. Today, of course, facing one of the game's best in Maurice Jones-Drew. Buffalo coming in had allowed around 5 yards a carry, but they have been tough today. And there's a big hole. And a burst close to a first down. Again, it's Rashad Jennings, the rookie out of Liberty, and Posluszny made the stop.
Nice physical run there by Jacksonville. Watch the right side of this line. You got Uche Nwaneri, the right guard, and then Eben Britton, right tackle, do a good job of getting Rashad Jennings up into the line. Then he has a nice feel for that cutback lane behind center. Brad Meester did a super job of giving him that opportunity to pick up positive yards.
Maurice Jones-Drew is back in the ball game. 3rd and 1. Quarterback sneak, and he has been unstoppable. 8 for 8 on 3rd and 1 for Garrard on the quarterback sneak. Now 9 for 9.
Well, Maurice Jones-Drew got the assist last week against the New York Jets that we talked about, but right there, David Garrard handled it on his own very well. He's a load now. He's 240 solid pounds. He is a big physical man.
He is the leading rusher among quarterbacks in the AFC, 2nd behind Aaron Rodgers in the NFL. Again, Jones-Drew bottled up. Fights his way for a tough yard. The ball was on the ground, but the whistle had blown.
You know, one of the things that Perry Fuel wanted to do, Bill, he talked about creating one-on-one matchup. This is a team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, that like to double team with their offensive linemen, push through the linebackers. He wanted to get somebody up one-on-one on each of these linemen, and he's doing a good job at that today. This defense is playing well.
They keep it on the ground. Thomas on the reverse, and he has a nice gain for a first down to the 41-yard line. Reggie Corner made the stop after a pickup of 12.
Good time for this play call. You've really established Maurice Jones-Drew and Rashad Jennings on this drive. Give a little play action. You see Maurice Jones-Drew trying to get a piece. Again, helping out his teammate Mike Thomas on the cutback. There goes Maurice Jones-Drew. And Mike Thomas very comfortable coming around the corner on those reverses.
8 plays on this drive, and they've been all running plays. From the 41-yard line. On the ground again, and a loss nowhere to go for Maurice Jones-Drew. Kyle Williams was the first man there, the right defensive tackle.
Well, that was that run formation again where you bring in Jordan Black, put him at the left tight end, and Buffalo seems to be very well prepared for that. Jacksonville's done it a little bit the last couple weeks. Maurice Jones-Drew had no chance. We're seeing a concerted effort by Jack Del Rio to establish a tempo in this ball game. Right there, Buffalo stepped up and said, well, okay, we know where it's going. We're going to shut it down.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. I formation. Rashad Jennings is the deep back. And they're going to throw. Garrard flushed from the pocket. He takes off. Flag on the play and driven out of bounds at the 32-yard line. And we'll check the penalty. Back at midfield.
Flag on the play.
Holding. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. The second down.
Brad Meester, the center. In his 10th year out of Northern Iowa, 2nd-round pick in 2000.
And here it is right here. You're going to see he's going to grab a hold of Paul Posluszny right there, not let him get to the quarterback. Good job, Posluszny. That's what a defensive player is supposed to do. If you're getting held, try to turn and fight away to show the referee that you can't get away. Good, smart play by Posluszny. I don't think he would have made the tackle anyway, but it exposed that Meester had a good grip on him.
Garrard, when he made that turn and they threw the flag, was 5 yards past him.
Exactly right.
So 2nd and 23 now. Shotgun, Garrard. Checks it down to Lewis, the tight end. To the 42-yard line, Dante Whitner made the stop. And Perry Fewell, we talked to him about Mercedes Lewis. He said, I think he's the best tight end in the AFC.
And that's some high praise there now. I mean, you're talking about guys, pretty good tight ends like Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez. For a coach to mention him in the same breath as those guys is quite a compliment. But his numbers don't show it yet. Mercedes Lewis only coming in this game with 19 catches, but he is establishing himself as a great blocking tight end and a very good receiver up the field.
So 3rd and long, showing blitz. Here they come. Garrard threw it behind Torrey Holt.
Well, that was a great scheme by the Buffalo defense. You saw Aaron Schobel, the defensive end, shooting right up the gap, right up the middle of the offensive line. You're going to see here he is right here. He comes inside. They've got men across the board to occupy, and right there you saw confusion out of Uchiwaneri, and that is what created the problems for David Garrard.
Hodlish on to punt. Over end and bounces into the end zone for a touchback. We're back, and the Jacksonville Jaguars felt that the Buffalo Bills would be dangerous coming in here after a week of turmoil. And Buffalo has played one of their best games of the season.
Yep, wounded dog, boy, they can cause some problems. Offsides, Buffalo there.
This will be for the snap.
False start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty is still first.
Seth McKinney, who was injured earlier, but obviously back in now.
Seth wasn't the only Buffalo Bill to jump on that play. A lot of them. There's T.O. He's obviously, look at him, he's in the huddle talking a little bit. He's obviously into the ball game right here.
And that moved him, by the way, that touchdown reception past Marvin Harrison into 4th all-time in receiving yards in NFL history. It also set a Buffalo franchise record for a touchdown pass, 98 yards. And the ball is batted away and very nearly picked off. And we have a Buffalo player down on the field at the 17-yard line, and again, it's Seth McKinney, the left guard.
Well, it was his right knee last time.
Timeout on the field. 15-10 Buffalo. We were glad to see Seth McKinney leaving the field under his own power. 2nd and 15 now for Buffalo. Fitzpatrick. Boy, that was an ill-advised pass, and that could have been intercepted. Sean Nelson was the intended receiver. Anthony Smith had good coverage.
You have to be really careful. You have to know the situation. You're second and 15, backed up in your own end zone. You cannot take a shot like that, a chance like that, and possibly lose control of the ball game by a bad decision. He made a great play the series before, obviously, and right there you can almost offset it by making a bad decision.
3rd and 15, and now the crowd comes alive here in Jacksonville. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the third, showing blitz. Here they come on the corner. Fitzpatrick somehow isn't sacked and dives forward to the 20-yard line. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but they'll have to punt. How in the world did he get away from this pressure?
Well, Sean Considine is coming off the edge along with Reggie Nelson, but Ryan Fitzpatrick, we talked about the fact that he's very comfortable running the football. He's a very athletic quarterback. He showed right there that he can do it.
Brian Moorman standing back at his own 6-yard line. Witherspoon, the deep man for Jacksonville. The Jaguars could have pretty good field position here. Outstanding punt, but he'll have a chance for a return from the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Play action, trying to get something going offensively. Good coverage. They have to check it down. And Maurice Jones-Drew cutting back and brought down at the 42-yard line by George Wilson. Starting today at strong safety with Brian Scott moving to outside linebacker. Left side, Maurice Jones-Drew, and again bottled up. Bills have given up big plays on the ground all year. They came into this game allowing 44 carries of 10 yards or more. That's the most in the league, but so far today, just one, and that was for 12 yards. They've done a nice job against the powerful running game of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, they've done a great job of getting up into the line of scrimmage, preventing that big offensive line for the Jaguars to get that line of scrimmage moved down the field. They've established control of that line of scrimmage at this point.
3rd and 5 for Jacksonville. Here come the Bills. Garrard gets rid of it, sends Walker short of the first down. Forward progress will get to the 45-yard line. That will be 2 yards short.
Now this is a situation Jack Del Rio is going to have a decision to make. You could justify possibly going forward with the ball out there near midfield, but it's a long 2 yards, 4th and 2. So I think the right call is to go ahead and punt this one away. There's still a minute left in the third quarter. Jack Del Rio knows his offense is going to have a few more opportunities to maybe take control of this game.
And he knows that we're going into the dreaded, at least from the Buffalo perspective, 4th quarter.
Exactly right.
We've given up 101 points in the 4th quarter. That's last in the NFL. High kick. Parrish calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 18-yard line. And how about that? All by himself, T.O. has more yards than the entire Jacksonville offense.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for Jacksonville offensively today. We talked about it in our open, Bill, about how important it is for David Garrard to get into a rhythm. Maurice Jones-Drew has not been a big factor to this point. You got to give credit to Perry Fuel and the Buffalo defense, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick and T.O. for making a play.
So Jackson kicking his way across the 20, close to the 22-yard line. 2nd and 6. Movement in the Buffalo line.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5 yards, 2nd down.
Jonathan Scott.
Yeah, that has been a huge problem for Buffalo. They have had an unbelievable time with false start penalties this whole season. It's been a consistent problem. You can see there's no doubt about that. He moved early. It was like he had no clue when that ball was supposed to be snapped. It wasn't even close.
They had 5 false starts last week, and with that one now, 23 false starts on the season.
Yeah, that's far and away the most of any team in the NFL, I'm sure of it.
And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 11 for Buffalo. Fitzpatrick to T.O. He's got the ball and brought down at the 24-yard line by Derek Cox.
Bill, this is a huge 3rd down conversion for Buffalo here, too. 3rd and 4, only 2 of 7 on the day.
Fitzpatrick gets rid of it. A nice play to Josh Reed in the open field, had plenty of running room, and brought down at the 47-yard line. But now we've got a man down, a Buffalo Bill at the 21-yard line. That's Eric Wood, the rookie right guard.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what Buffalo's going to do now if Eric Wood can't come back and play in this game.
So another timeout on the field after a pickup of 22 yards. Back with more from Jacksonville after this. His teammates gathered around him. Eric Wood helped to his feet. There's T.O. out there and Fred Jackson. And we can only tell you after looking at the replay, and we're not going to show it to you, it's going to be a very serious lower leg injury. And it was not pretty to see.
No.
And that's unfortunate. The rookie out of Louisville, 28th pick overall in this year's draft. He had started every game at right guard for Buffalo this season. He had been really one of the only steady components to this Buffalo offense, and he's in just a great deal of pain.
Just you hate to see that happen. You know that it's one of the brutal parts of this game. You know, you see it happen every year, but boy, you just hope and pray for the best. That's a young man with a bright future, and you hope that it's not as bad as it looked.
You get a nice ovation from the fans here in Jacksonville.
Another challenge for the Buffalo Bills offense.
They've had a lot of them.
It's almost unfair what they've had to go through.
They were razor thin on that offensive line anyway.
Yeah.
Well, after the first down, Buffalo has it.
And lost in all that, Bill, I'm sorry, was a tremendous athletic play by Ryan Fitzpatrick. We didn't get to talk about that, but unbelievably great heads-up play by him.
From the 47-yard line, we have a flag, so this will probably come back. Evans all alone. He's got it. And if it stands, it'll be a touchdown. But we might have holding.
Well, you know,
the illegal hands to the face. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. Parafuel says you can't be serious, but the flag was down early. Great play. You're going to see right here. Here's Scott. Watch him jab with his hands right there. His right hand is up underneath the face mask. And yeah, the flag is down well before Ryan Fitzpatrick has a chance to go. It doesn't matter when it was thrown. The bottom line is that Jonathan Scott did go to the face. And oh, you talk about a huge break for Jacksonville. Lee Evans had gotten 20 yards behind everybody on Jacksonville and made a tremendous catch to finish off the play, but all for naught.
Second big play by the Buffalo Bills, nullified by a penalty, 53 yards and a touchdown. Remember earlier, Sean Nelson was called. So they'll bring it back, 1st and 20. And we've got whistles. Mike Carey will sort things out for us. 13:39 left to play. And they're explaining things to Perry Fuel. Del
Please
Rio's
put 10
calm.
seconds on the play clock. 10 seconds on the play clock. Thank you.
Clock reset to 10. And we'll try it again. 1st and 20.
3 down. 50 so much.
And the report again on Marshawn Lynch is that there's a shoulder injury, will not return. Jackson right side. Tries to cut it back, lowers his shoulder to the 41-yard line. Russell Allen, a free agent rookie out of San Diego State, made the stop. Started today in the base defense for Justin Durant. Middle linebacker Durant out with the effects of a concussion suffered last week.
Look at that. 29th in the NFL coming into today. 98 yards on one play sure helps a lot, but they've been in control of this game offensively from the outset.
2nd and 16. Fitzpatrick gets it out. Oh, that should have been intercepted. Darryl Smith had it.
Ryan Fitzpatrick might as well just got up and handed this to Darryl Smith. Darryl Smith, he's doing his push-ups, punishing himself, but if for whatever reason you see a great job by Russell Allen getting pressure on Ryan Fitzpatrick, but if the Jaguars don't find a way to win this game, no one play ever determines the game, but boy, it does not get any easier to get a big play defensively than that right there.
I think he was surprised that the ball came right to him. 3rd and 16 for Buffalo. Fitzpatrick slings it out, incomplete, over the head of Sean Nelson.
Bill, I'll tell you, that's a really careless pass again by Ryan Fitzpatrick. That ball was floated over the middle of the field late and could easily have been intercepted. You see if that ball is not tipped by Sean Nelson, Sean Considine for Jacksonville is going to make that play for his 2nd interception of the day.
4th and 16. Witherspoon back deep for Jacksonville. They trail by 5. 12:45 left to play. Norman's punt. It's a short one. And out of bounds. Jacksonville trying to come from behind here against the Buffalo Bills. They trail by 5. 12:36 left to play. Looking for a 3rd straight win. Garrard jets it down. Sims Walker wide open. Brought down at the 31-yard line. A nice pickup on 1st down. Reggie Corner made the tackle.
Bill, in my opinion, it's going to come down to this Jacksonville offensive line giving David Garrard a chance to make plays. Look at the good protection right there. Buffalo has done a great job all day of generating pressure on David Garrard. Different looks. They're a good pressure team. But if Jacksonville is going to make plays, it seems as though it's going to be in the passing game. They've got to be able to hold up in protection.
Offset I formation. From the 31-yard line. Short drop. Pump fake. Mercedes Lewis.
What a catch.
What an athletic grab by the big man. 6'6", 275. And he extended to bring that in, a pickup of 35 yards.
Look at the job David Garrard does with his head and the pump fake. That is why that ball is completed. You see, coming over the top, the safety is late getting there. There's Dante Whitner, and what a tremendous catch by the big man, 6'6", 275. But David Garrard made that play, created some space with a great pump looking to his left.
Jacksonville on the move. Maurice Jones-Drew cuts it back. Fights his way down to the 27-yard line. Corner made the stop.
It is amazing how a big play, a team that's searching for a big play, and they finally get it, how all of a sudden it's like that big cloud is lifted. Now they're moving again a little bit. And that's the best run we've seen out of the Jacksonville offense in a while.
Prior to that play, 16 carries for 42 yards from Maurice Jones-Drew, 4 receptions for 18 yards, 20 total touches, only 60 total yards, and that is well below his average, just 3 yards per touch. High formation.
Mike Sims Walker right there.
2nd and 3, Maurice Jones-Drew battling his way just inside the 25-yard line.
Looks like it might be just short of the 1st down, maybe half a yard. But, you know, you'd like to see, you've got a big physical receiver like Mike Sims Walker. Buffalo is not doing anything tricky on 1st and 2nd down defensively. They're coming up and playing bump and run coverage. You'd like to see maybe at some point Jacksonville give him a chance to go up and make a play.
You take a shot in the end zone here.
You can see right here. Here it is again. He's got the bump coverage. And you got a single safety. No one's going to take away that pass.
And that's caught by Sims Walker. Ball is down on the ground. Looks like Jacksonville got it back.
Interesting play. Great execution and just really playing sandlot football there by David Garrard and Mike Sims Walker.
Let's go down to the Chevy Caprice and I'll fake it to you.
Looks like Sims Walker is still down. Ooh, he got hit from the side.
But he's still trying to fight his way back to get the football. And that was sort of improvised, but it was good enough for a first down. Upended hard. Jacksonville got the football back, but as you can see, Mike Sims Walker still down.
Well, he's had a history of some injury troubles too. You'd hate to have something.
Well, this is the first year he's been relatively healthy.
This scares me coming in from the side. That's Scott. Ooh, look at that knee. Now the good thing is that
the foot was not planted,
and he has the presence still to get up after the football. So you'd think if that's what the injury was, he would have not been able to get back after the football.
He says, "I want to do this on my own." The Colts rallied last week to keep that winning streak alive, beating the Patriots in that incredibly tight ball game. Buffalo 15-10 over Jacksonville, and right back in the game is Mike Sims Walker. 5 catches for 56 yards today.
You talk about that, just to go back to that Indianapolis-Baltimore game, I mean, you wonder why some of these teams are able to win as consistently as they do. They got players that just have strong will and make things happen with the game on the line.
Threw alone in the backfield. 2nd and 11. Garrard still on his feet. Ball is down, and this is going to be a fumble. And the Bills have it.
David Garrard, the ball carrier. Fumble on the play, recovered by number 91, Spencer Johnson.
A huge turnover for the Buffalo Bills.
As good an athlete as David Garrard is, he's not a running back. This is a bad decision right here to turn around, and you're coming back inside against some trained assassins. I mean, these are defensive players that are paid a lot of money to hit running backs with the football that are going after that football. You're a quarterback. Get what you can get. If you want to run over somebody going out of bounds, that's fine. But to turn back inside against pressure is a bad decision, David Garrard.
Spencer Johnson with the recovery. The ball was stripped away by the middle linebacker, Paul Posluszny. So a big play for the Bills defense, and they needed one. Jaguars were on the move. So Buffalo takes over. 5-point lead. 8:24 left to play. Toss back to Jackson. Back inside and brought down hard after a pickup of 2 by Clint Ingram. 2nd and 8. Jackson to the 24-yard line.
This is a time in the ball game. We talked about the fourth quarter issues of Buffalo, the struggles they've had this year. This is a very important lesson that they need to learn. This is 3rd down. They've been one of the worst in the league converting 3rd downs. But if they want to win a football game that they are right now in control of, you've got to learn how to convert these big 3rd downs to keep your offense on the field.
3rd and 5. They have to get to the 30 for a first down. Fitzpatrick. Sacked. Great penetration by the big man, John Henderson. His 2nd sack of the game.
I don't know what the last time John Henderson's had 2 sacks in a ball game is, but the man is he's a big human being, and he's an incredible athlete. And once he gets those big paws on you, he's going to bring it down most of the time.
He's listed at 6'7", 335, and there may be a couple of ounces more on that big frame.
Yeah, the key word is listed.
So 4th down. Mormon's on to punt, standing back at his own 8-yard line. Jacksonville again should have pretty good field position. Witherspoon. Fumble. And this is picked up by Sims Walker. Excuse me, Tyron Brackenridge. Jacksonville Jaguars have 6 minutes, 12 seconds to work with. They start from their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10. trailing by 5 against the Buffalo Bills. Gerard. Torrey Holt. And it's rare to see the 7-time Pro Bowler unable to bring a pass like that in.
You know what? He told us coming into this game on Friday, Bill, you remember he said he wanted to make a statement this game. He hasn't been happy with his production last couple weeks. This is a catch he makes in his sleep. There's no excuse for any receiver, much less a arguable Hall of Famer, to drop a ball like that in a big, big situation.
So 2nd and 10 for Jacksonville.
The crosses, boss. Look for crosses.
Gerard straight back to the sideline. Sims Walker, and that will move the chains. Gerard will throw. Here comes Buffalo. He gets rid of it, and that's caught by Torrey Holt at midfield. Great poise hanging in the pocket for David Gerard, able to get rid of it.
I'm not quite sure. I mean, this was a deep drop, a good hard play action. Usually the comeback route on this play is about a 15 to 18-yard gainer. Right there, that play took a long time to develop to only make a 6-yard gain on it.
Ball is just into Buffalo territory. 2nd and 4. 5:20 left to play. Short drop, they run the slant. Torrey Holt brings that one in. Ball is loose, but they're ruling that he was down before the ball popped out.
Well, Torrey Holt knows or feels strongly that he was down, but I'll tell you what, this is not what you expect out of Torrey Holt. The drop pass, and then right here, a little bit careless with the football. It looked to me like that knee was down before the ball came out, but it was pretty darn close.
Pick up a 15. Buffalo decides not to challenge. Maurice Jones-Drew picking his way down close to the 30-yard line. Now they'll move it back and spot it just inside the 32. Take a look at the job done today by this Buffalo defense. They were averaging 173 yards, giving up that on the ground, but under 100 so far today against this powerful Jacksonville running game. The slant once again, Sims Walker down to the 11-yard line. George Wilson made the stop.
I would say that Sims Walker's feeling better. And Jacksonville's making it look easy this drive. Not only has David Gerard completed almost every pass, the one that he was incomplete was right on the money to Torrey Holt. Receivers are getting open. He's making the throws. Where's it been all day? You've got one-on-one coverage on the outside most of the day. You'd think they would make more plays.
From the 11, 1st and 10. Maurice Jones-Drew inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line.
You know, I'm a little, Jacksonville has moved the ball right down the field, kind of throwing the ball, spread it out a little bit. They went into a heavy run formation to the right side there. I'd almost like to see him spread the field if they want to run Maurice Jones-Drew up inside with the field spread a little bit, create a little more space for him. That might make a little more sense. They need a touchdown here. They've got 2:48 left.
Do the Buffalo Bills have another defensive stand in them? 2nd and 7. Just over 2.5 minutes to play. And movement early.
False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd out.
Eugene Monroe, the rookie left tackle.
Or if there's ever a bad time for it, here he is on the left-hand side. Yeah, no doubt, moved early. It's a bad time for your 2nd and 7 as it was. Now you're looking at 2nd and 12. In an area of the field, the red zone, it is so much more difficult to make yards because the end line, the back line of the end zone is like a 12th defender. You don't have that space to use the field. Defenders sit down.
Take a look at that time of possession, just dominated by Jacksonville here in the 2nd half. Less than 7 minutes for Buffalo.
Well, Buffalo had a one-play scoring drive, 98-yard touchdown.
Second and a long 12. 2:36 left to play. Jones-Drew forced back on the inside. What a good, tough run. Maurice Jones-Drew.
And Jacksonville should let this run down. They're going to have plenty of time to think about a good play for third down and also eat up as much clock as they possibly could.
And that was good for 10 yards and will take us to the 2-minute warning. When we come back, it'll be 3rd and 2. A tough, physical, entertaining football game, and we're down to the last 2 minutes. And there will be no taking a knee at the 1-yard line this week for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Maurice Jones-Drew.
What we will see if they do score a touchdown definitely will be a 2-point conversion attempt to make it a 3-point game.
I formation, Maurice Jones-Drew moving the pile, and it will all depend on the spot.
It looks as though he's got it. He's inside that 3-yard line. That's where the mark seems to be.
First down, and let's see how he moved the pile here.
Just off that left side, great job by the fullback, Greg Jones, creating space. And then Maurice Jones-Drew using that powerful lower body, those legs that can squat over 600 pounds to move the pile and get that big first down. That's a best case scenario for Jacksonville, because now they can let the clock run down.
And they've got all 3 of their timeouts remaining, so they really can do whatever they want to do. And a whistle before the snap.
We'll take a look at the prior play with instant replay.
Now they're going to take another look at the spot. Spot is still under review from referee Mike Carey. He's ready now with the announcement. We were able to look at it from above, from the MetLife blimp, and it looked like clearly was a first down.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
So 1st and goal for Jacksonville. Let's take another look.
Yeah, he's got to get inside the 3-yard line. Now, you can see from above here, it looks as though he's definitely inside that 3-yard line. Definitely, that's our best perspective. An unbelievable photo.
The guys up there doing a great job.
Tremendous job from the guys up top. I love the way Perry Fuel handled it, though. He's got to be thinking timeout if Jacksonville doesn't score here, but he's cheering on his defense.
Stutter step.
He's got to take a timeout. He's got to.
And he will.
Timeout. Buffalo, they're first.
This will be spotted just inside the 1-yard line.
Well, looking forward for the Jaguars now. We talk about how they're in a playoff hunt. They go to San Francisco next week and then come back home for 3 straight games against Houston, Miami, and Indy. They can't look past today, though, obviously.
2nd and goal. Jones-Drew upending the backfield. Great penetration by Kyle Williams. He's been battling a knee injury. Limited time in practice this week. Back after missing the last 3 games, and he has played an outstanding ball game for the Buffalo Bills.
He really has. He's been a force all day. You're going to see. Here he is right here, just shooting straight up the field. He's got the angle. He gets up on the snap. Just that penetration in the backfield throws Maurice Jones-Drew off his normal path. He's not able to get up into that line and make a cut.
So 3rd and goal.
You see a little incidental trip, kind of incidental, intentional, but not flagrant enough to
draw the flag.
To draw the flag, I don't think, in this situation. It was full-out effort. You can see on that drive, 6-run, 5-pass. Been a very impressive drive for Jacksonville, but not what they wanted there on 2nd and goal from the 1.
Keep it on the ground here, or do you
boy, that is
throw the ball?
That is a tough call, Billy. It's definitely, obviously, they're going to go forward if they don't make it.
12th play of the drive upcoming.
You got Ernest Wilford right here. That's a big target in the end zone.
And they're going to throw. Good pickup. Sims Walker touchdown. Mike Sims Walker.
Really nice design on this play. You bunch everybody up on the right side, and you have a little bit of incidental pick action coming from the left side across the field. Mike Sims Walker gets behind Reggie Corner, and David Garrard. What a great throw. Poise, landed up over the top with touch.
Timeout. Jacksonville.
Jaguars will take a timeout, and what a great job. He didn't get the ball, but Maurice Jones-Drew with a terrific block on the blitz pickup that allowed Garrard the time to find Mike Sims Walker.
And those are the things that make this guy a special player. I mean, sure, he's on the field, he has an assignment, he's expected to do it. Let's look at it and see. Here he goes, he steps up. Boy, look at just stymieing. Jack Del Rio told us, Chris Draft, coming full speed. Jack Del Rio told us he steps up. He doesn't just try to get in somebody's way. He delivers a blow. He's an aggressive blocker. Right there, a great example of it. Happy to give it up for his teammates.
6th touchdown catch of the year from Mike Sims Walker. And as expected, Jacksonville going for 2, trying to make it a 3-point ball game. Maurice Jones-Drew, he's the motion man. There you see him, lower part of the screen, number 32. Garrard, he's going to run it. Quarterback draw. He's got it.
He's in. Well, this is a team battle-tested in these situations. They've been in a few close games in recent weeks. Last week, winning on the last play of the game right here. Big 2-point conversion, no doubt. David Garrard, our great blimp shot again, showing he's across that line. Good call. Let your 240-pound quarterback pile into the end zone.
Well, they almost got it done for Perry Fuel.
Yeah, there's still 56 seconds on the clock, so with the weapons that Ryan Fitzpatrick has on this offense, you know, that's a lot of time. They've used up all, well, they've got 1 timeout left.
And remember, Perry Fuel is still the defensive coordinator. He's calling the defensive signals. And his defense almost made another stand. They played very well today against this potent Jacksonville offense.
They really did. They really, really did play. They have played well.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick will have 56 seconds to work with.
And it comes down to the offense, and you know, you hate to go back, but there's Mike Sims Walker, the 3 receptions, 35 yards today. But you go back to the end of the first half when Buffalo decided to play for the field goal with time on the clock. That's something I'd be scratching my head about if they don't find a way to win this ball game.
Josh Scobie. Knuckler. Fielded by an up man. Justin Jenkins, and Jenkins is out close to the 35-yard line. 50 seconds remaining. There's Ryan Lindell. Came in 14 of 16 at field goal tries coming into this week.
25. Buffalo elected to the dead ball spot, 5 yards, first down.
Yeah. So offsides on the kick, they will move it up 5 yards. So that will improve field position for the Buffalo Bills.
A rule change from a few years back where the receiving team has the option of just tacking the 5 yards on the return. It's a great benefit right there to the Buffalo Bills. An extra cheap, free 5 yards. And it's not what Jack Del Rio wanted. He did not want to give this Buffalo offense the ball at the 40-yard line.
Not with all those weapons. They'll move it back a yard. And they will start from the 39. 50 seconds remaining. Bills down by 3. Fitzpatrick stands in, guns it. T.O. first down into Jacksonville territory, dives forward to the 46-yard line.
Well, this is where you expect your gamers to make plays. Good job by T.O.
And he'll spike it after a pickup of 15.
Good urgency there. Perry Fuel says huddle up now, but Ryan Fitzpatrick right there doing a good job getting up and getting that. You see how quickly you can get up and do it. Big play to start the drive, though. T.O. having a monster day.
Just short of 200 yards now for Terrell Owens, 197. From the 46-yard line, 35 seconds left. Fitzpatrick knocked away at the last minute, intended for Terrell Owens. Tyron Brackenridge got a hand on it.
What a great play by Tyron Brackenridge. Selling out. He's got underneath coverage, help over the top. T.O.'s got a half a step, but Tyron Brackenridge, maybe if that ball is put out another half a step in front of T.O., that ball's completed.
Fitzpatrick would love to have that back. 3rd and 10, 29 seconds left. On their feet here in Jacksonville. Here they come on the blitz. Batted away. Sean Considine coming on the safety blitz. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Great timing for the pressure from the backside of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Sean Considine doing a great job regrouping, doing the Michael Jordan hang in the air and double pump. Got his hand up. You'd hate to think that you throw a hot route in that situation. They should have had some kind of better protection called on that play.
Play clock running down. 2 seconds. They get the snap off. Here they come with a blitz. He gets rid of it. And it's over. Anthony Smith with the interception, but it was 4th down anyway. Jacksonville will take over, leading 18-15 with 18 seconds remaining.
A great job by Mel Tucker, the defensive coordinator from Jacksonville, Jack Del Rio. They're coming every time with one more than Buffalo could protect. Right there was Reggie Nelson making the hit on Ryan Fitzpatrick, not allowing him to finish that throw. And Anthony Smith in the right position to make the big interception. You see Nelson coming in there delivering the hit. Tough to step and deliver a strike with that kind of pressure coming at you.
Terrell Owens was the intended receiver, so Jacksonville will take a knee. And that will be it. A hard-fought victory for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fitzpatrick could not quite bring him back.